So we are going to go over Cronos. We are going to talk about where I believe the price is going to go next. Some people may be upset with this, but we're going to talk about it anyways. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Let's get straight into this. So Cronos is still doing well, 263 million in trading volume, 8.6 billion inside of the market cap. In the last 24 hours, up 4.5%. The last 7 days, down 2.8%. The last 14 days, up 22.9%. The last 30 days, up 52.8%. And the last year, up 225%. So Cronos is doing well right now. So what is Cronos about to do very, very, very soon? That's what we're going to talk about right now. But first, look at this. Trump media to let Truth Social users convert gems into Crow tokens. So this is another bullish catalyst for Cronos. So Trump media announced that users who earn gems by participating in Trump media activities will be able to convert them into Cronos. Trump Media and Technology Group has updated its Truth Social platform to connect its digital reward programs with crypto. So the company announced on Tuesday that Truth Social users subscribed to its Patriot package, a paid version of its Truth Plus streaming platform, will gain access to premium features like the Truth Gems as part of its upgrade. So money is going to be flowing in through Cronos because of this as well. So this is just another avenue for Cronos to continue to grow. But let's talk about pricing. That's what you guys want to know. I'm going to hop straight into this. Look, we got rejected all the way up here at 38 cents, right? We got rejected at 38 cents in Cronos and pulled all the way back to this Fibonacci at 25 cents. What I see next is probably not what everyone else is seeing, but I do want to mention a few things. So we have mixed signals. You have to take into account all signals and then choose which direction you believe it'll go to through all those signals. And you have to look at all these signals through every single time frame. Me personally, I like to look at all of my signals through the daily time frame, the weekly time frame, the 4-hour chart, the 1-hour chart, the 30-minute chart, the 15-minute chart. I'm going to look at all of those right now, right? And each and every single one of these time frames is going to have a different prediction, right? They're going to look bullish on some, bearish on some. For instance, we're looking at the daily chart. The daily chart has a bearish signals here. First of all, the MACD is overbought, right? The MACD is overbought for one on the daily chart. And we're seeing that selling is coming in. We're also seeing these red candlesticks coming up here on the MACD. Now, another thing, the percent R trend exhaustion was over exhausted to the upside. It pulled back. So that's what the selling off, that's where the selling off came from. Now, the blue line here on the percent R trend exhaustion is the long-term trend. I'm kind of noticing how it's curving upwards a little bit. I'm going to zoom in on it just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Look at how the blue line on that percent R trend exhaustion is a little bit just curving upwards, just a little bit. Not even upwards, but it's almost like it's flattening and leveling out, preparing for that next uptrend, right? So there's a possibility that we could invalidate the MACD here, and then we could start seeing the lightly red shaded candlesticks on the MACD, indicating that it's now buyers coming into here to save Cronos. So if buyers start coming in here, then we'll also see the trend exhaustion, percent R trend exhaustion curving upwards as well. But it has not quite yet became oversold. So there is that possibility that the percent R trend exhaustion can continue on that downtrend until it hits this oversold area, right? And that would look like Cronos coming down here to about 17 cents. And look, 17 cents is actually a major support area right here for Cronos. That's a major support because it was resistance as well. It's the last area where we had support for Cronos, right? Other than this one right here, we had 22 cents. So yeah, either we come down here, we stop at 22 cents and we continue our uptrend, or we come all the way down here to 17 cents and we continue our uptrend from there. So we have those two choices. There's also the option of it, continuing the uptrend from where it's at now at 25 cents. But I believe that we might have a stronger pullback. And that's just from looking at other time frames. Now, the weekly time frame. So on the weekly time frame, we are seeing the percent R trend exhaustion is kind of curving downwards, right? The long-term trend curving downwards here, the short-term trend curving downwards here, bringing the price down. There's a possibility it could continue to go up a little bit more. But again, we're still looking at that pullback to 21 cents to 17 cents. Now for the MACD kind of looks still bullish on the weekly chart. So there's a possibility that we could stay overbought for a time longer, right? We could stay overbought for a good little minute, right? Until the start of next year, if it really wanted to do that. But the MACD, we're looking at that, and the MACD actually shows us that it still looks bullish on the weekly chart. And the reason why I say this is because you can see all these green candlesticks on the MACD. Now, when the lightly shaded ones come in, that means that the sellers are starting to come in. So sellers are entering, but then we can have more buyers buying and pushing the price up even higher. So on the weekly chart, we have mixed signals. Like I told you before, there's going to be a lot of mixed signals here. On the weekly chart, we have some bearish signals here with the percent R trend exhaustion, but it could stay overbought for longer than we can expect, right? And the MACD is showing that it's bullish, right? But then we see the lightly shaded candlestick indicating that sellers are entering the market as well. So we have mixed signals on the weekly chart as well. So this is why a lot of people, they don't know what direction Cronos is going in because it's throwing up mixed signals. But that's why you got to go to the lower time frames. So look, we were overbought back here on the percent R trend exhaustion, ended up selling off because of that. And just to kind of show you guys what that looks like, we're going to come up here. We're going to zoom in on this. So look, this is the percent R trend exhaustion right here. I don't know how to actually get out all of this here. I'm going to maximize the pane here. I don't know how to get rid of this so I don't end up seeing all this writing up here. I hate seeing that. I want to click that and hide it, but it won't hide the writing right there. It only hides that. So if you guys know how to hide all this stuff up here, I don't want all this to be here because it actually gets in my way and it's pretty annoying. If you guys know how to do that, let me know. Anyways, going over here to the percent R trend exhaustion, we are looking at it on the 4-hour chart. This is something that you have to pay attention to. This blue line here is the long-term trend. This is the long-term trend. The white line here is the short-term trend. Notice how the short-term trend is almost in like a pattern. And look, this is how the pattern goes. This is how the pattern goes. The pattern is going to squeeze. It's going to squeeze down here till the bottom, and then it's going to break out. That's what I think is going to happen. So what would this look like, right? This looks like us going through September in a bearish pattern, in a bearish trading pattern. And look, this is the 4-hour chart. This is how it's looking. We might actually play out this way. And if it does, we're going to be bearish all of September. Well, until the mid to end September, right? And look, we're playing out this way to a T. It's playing to a T, and it's happening exactly like it looks like, right? We did the same thing back here. We squeezed down slowly but surely here, and then we finally hit the bottom, and then we had a breakout, right? And now what we're seeing here with the percent R trend exhaustion is us doing the same exact thing. We're selling off on the long-term trend, right? As the short-term trend continues to hit the long-term trend multiple times until it's squeezed and then finally takes off from there. That's what I think is happening right now currently with Cronos on the percent R trend exhaustion when we're looking at those charts. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here. You might be seeing something else. Let me know in the comments what you're seeing, but that is what I am seeing. That's the 4-hour chart. So I still am of the notion that we pull back here to 21 cents, possibly recover or not recover and pull back even further to 18 cents. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here with Cronos. And now we're going to the 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart is at that equilibrium spot, is right in the middle. So we really have a mixed bag here on the 1-hour chart, right at the equilibrium right there, right in the middle. So we can't really decipher where that's going to end up heading. Looking at the 30-minute chart, selling pressure is prominent here. We're seeing the sellers have taken over here. Buyers are starting to step in a little bit here for the 30-minute. That's what the MACD is looking like. And then the percent R trend exhaustion on the 30-minute chart is at that equilibrium spot right in the middle. So we're just waiting on that one. And then the 15-minute chart, slightly bullish on the 15-minute chart. We're seeing buyers have came in a little bit for the MACD. And we're also seeing the short term on the 15-minute chart for the percent R trend exhaustion is on an uptrend. So what will this look like? This will probably look like Cronos coming up here to 26 cents or a little bit higher. And if it cannot continue from there, it will pull back. So all in all, the short term, Cronos is pretty bearish. I'm going to be completely honest. All in all, Cronos is bearish on the short term, but the long term is looking bullish for us. All right. The long term for Cronos is bullish, but the short term, unfortunately, is a little bearish. Okay. So that's pretty much what I got for you all today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Let me know what you guys think about this. Let me know if this makes you guys mad that Cronos is going to pull back. But this is how bull markets are. This is how it is. It slowly makes its way up. We have a pump. We have a pullback that pulls halfway back, takes half of those gains back. And then we have another pump, and then a pullback takes half of those gains back. And that's kind of how we see it on the way up. But anyways, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. And as always, I'll be back with another video.